It's Giant Week. We used to say that back in the old YouTuber days when the Giants were, winning Super Bowls and stuff. The week we came up with the Giants, we used to call it Giant Week. I hadn't heard that in a long time. But I just got finished looking at the Giants versus the Cleveland Browns. So that's what we're going to basically be talking about this morning. And I got some feelings. They're talking about Joe Burrow last night. Hey, that rookie, I got to watch that game. I got to watch that game because I was running around and doing things last night, so I didn't get to see it in depth. But I didn't expect that from the Commanders. And they're talking about Burrow right now. I've been warning people about Burrow. Dun, dun, dun. Let me get my chat working. I don't see no one popping up. Good morning. There you guys go. Good morning, your mama. Good morning, MVP Nation. Oh, there you go. Everything's good. I didn't have to touch anything. Good guy. Good job. Emmanuel Edwards, what's up? How are you doing? Oh, there he goes. Rick Ryan's on Cowboys struggle. A lot of this has to do with coaching. Come on, Mike Zimmer. You're a way better coach than this. But Rex is getting some traction off this thing right here now. Oh, he cussed. He said, you're taking an A-whipping. He said, come on, Zimmer. You're a way better coach than this. Rex Ryan grandstanding. What's up? Still the king? This year has a 2019 feel. Did the Buffalo Bills win the Super Bowl last night? Buffalo is playing one of my favorite sports and one of my favorite things to do is to crash out on Josh Allen, and they are using Josh Allen to perfection. They're not making him do things that really isn't in his wheelhouse, and they're really letting him do the stuff that he can do, physically. Kind of like, he's that they're playing like they played us in that one game that they out physicaled us. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about Josh Allen. It was about the physical nature of that team. And Josh Allen, as a quarterback to that thing, makes something that's really, really, really powerful. So I'm not going to be. I'll just slide all my hate over to hating over to Joe Burrow. I'll let Joe Burrow take all my hate. Yeah, that's my first topic. I'm going to get into CD in just a minute. I don't understand. Yesterday was a little emotional. Today, I've calmed down a lot. And then also, the first thing I wanted to say is the Cowboys aren't a real good football team, okay? That all of us, everybody, I think the people that come to my streams all the time kind of know where I stand with everything. But we're not a very good football team right now. As indicated by the running back room, in order for us to believe in the running back room, at least this much, the running back room is going to have to prove that they are worth believing in. The offensive line. We have two rookies on our offensive line and a one leaky right tackle. We got that on. So three basic question marks on our offensive line that are going to have to prove that they can play in the NFL before we can start to believe in them. The wide receivers, we have CeeDee Lamb, and whatever you think of him right now, but you have CeeDee Lamb, but then the other guys, the defenses are not even caring about those other guys. They'll leave them on single coverage and just roll all their attention onto CeeDee Lamb until the other teams feel like our other wide receivers are a problem. Then they're not worth believing in. Let's go to the other side of the football, the defensive tackles. We have not been able to stop the run with our defensive tackles for any reason whatsoever. We get some older guys that has had some great success earlier on in their career that it's just not working out right now. So the defensive tackle, the interior, we're gonna have to see it to be able to believe in it. The whole defense right now, the way they played in Green Bay, that was such a disappointment and that was such a failure on the defensive side of the football that they got to prove it to us first before we can start to believe in them. So my point was, who thought we were beating the Ravens? Who in their right mind thought we were beating the Ravens? I think they even polled us before the game. There's like 30-something% of the Cowboy fans that thought we were going to lose yesterday. Like most of us thought we was going to lose yesterday. So where's the drama coming from? The anger. It seemed like it's reactionary to the TV. Yesterday, the 49ers, I'm in California. Excuse me. No, I can make it worse than that. I'm in Los Angeles County. But all over my television was how the Cowboys lost yesterday to a team that was fighting for the Super Bowl last year. Probably should have went if they had made some right decisions. Probably going to be fighting for the Super Bowl on that side yesterday. Losing to that football team in the condition that we're at made the news, but not the Rams coming back and beating the 49ers. The only place I saw that was Mr. Algorithm on my phone with the song, I hate the 49ers. I hate the... I love that song. It's one of my favorite songs in all the entire world. But you don't see it. You don't see them. I still have yet to see on my mainstream them breaking down the 49ers, telling the whole world everything the 49ers did wrong and how the 49ers are not playing like they want to. I've not seen that yet. And our fan base reacts to this stuff a lot. You know what I'm saying? Not only our fan base, people who don't like us and all that kind of stuff that just like to ridicule the Cowboys, they react to this stuff. So there was just like a sweep of reaction and like, we're the worst, blah, 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 blah. But when you think about it, when you think about how bad our running back room, I'm going to go down the list again because it's long. It's a laundry list. How bad our running back room is, how bad our wide receiver room is, how new and young our offensive line is and bad at one position, how bad our defensive tackles are, and how bad our defense have played recently. Why were they supposed to be in the game with the Ravens? And we know if on that third down, if Diggs has somehow punched, because he tried to punch that ball out he did try to punch the ball out on that first down, which essentially clinched the game for the Ravens. But if he had punched that ball out and caused the fourth down and we got the ball back, all we got to do is get near that star and Aubrey is tying the game up. I'm not going to say we're going to win in overtime because I don't believe in it like that. Because like I said, you got the running back room, the wide receiver room, the offensive line, the defensive tackles, and the defense in general to make you believe in them first before you start to believe they could do something like that. But in reality, they overachieved in that game versus the Ravens. Now, I said that to set this up because we're on rant watch now. This week is rant watch. This is Giants week. It's rant watch. If we go out there and we don't perform versus the Giants, just beating them, that's all I need right now. Just beating them. Then I'm going to think totally different of this team and this franchise. It's going to go down not a couple of notches, a lot of notches. A lot of notches. So let's get ready for a fight. They better be prepared. And we're in a good situation. We're where the Ravens were last week. We're where the Ravens were last week, where they were 0-2 and they needed a victory. And they came into a team with a little bit of confidence that they shouldn't actually have from beating Cleveland. They came in and they beat them. So the same thing with us. We are in desperate need for a win right now. And we're going against a team that has a little bit of confidence because they beat Cleveland. So we need to handle business. next weekend. It's the same situation. And if we don't, the Ravens did it. They on their end, they were like, whoo, but they did it. On our end, I don't care if it's like, whoo, we got to do it. All right, let me catch on more comments. We're just Team America said we're just not good enough. Watch the film breakdown. We're just not good enough. Did you see Ezekiel Elliott on? I think it was one of the interceptions or something running, and he let the ball carrier just run right past him. He was like, "Oh, where was he at? Was he drunk or something out there? Is that the reason why Zeke's not playing? I don't know." Nobody believes in the coach. Thank you, Kyle. I didn't even bring up the coaching, the lack of coaching and the stale offense that's going on with the stale offense and stale defense of the 90s. No, I'll give them to 2000s. I won't say the 90s, the 2000s. I don't know I don't follow Michael. I don't know if he did his podcast or not. Ravens are a Super Bowl contender. They definitely are, Recruiter. And they were a desperate Super Bowl contender. We played a desperate Super Bowl contender. Yep. Stupid team with stupid play. Here we go. I saw glimpses of the Commanders. I'm going to watch because I watched the condensed games. That's how I just watched the Giants and the Browns. I watched the condensed game, and I'm going to watch the condensed game of the Commanders. I've always said, my thing about the Commanders, I've always said that they had a perfect team. They just needed a quarterback to get the ball to those receivers. And then when they let Dotson go earlier, I was like, what are they doing? But apparently they didn't need him. I don't know what the deal was with Dotson. I don't know. But they got it done yesterday. Zimmer didn't do anything with the Vikings. Why would they change coming here? He had a decent defense there. Good morning, Christy. Yeah, the Giants are not to be underestimated. But first, before I start about the Giants, let me talk about CD because I just don't know. I just don't understand. Because I saw his post game, and his post game comments didn't line up with what he was saying on the field and his actions on the field, but somehow somebody needs to get into CD's head to make him understand that if we're just throwing the ball at him all game, it puts us at a disadvantage. We have to get the other guys involved. We have to throw the ball to those other guys that he doesn't have much respect for, obviously. We have to try to feed them because we have to get the defense looking at them as well. We can't just have the defense looking at CeeDee Lamb. And it's like, what guy doesn't understand this? And of course, what I talked about yesterday, what I had to teach my little girl in her basketball game when they started bickering each other, and when the energy went to each other, it left the game, and they lost the game. That's lessons of a little kid that's in sports. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get it. It's bad when I don't get how you're thinking. It's bad with me when I don't understand how you're thinking, and it concerns me when you see it in the playoffs, and then you see it at the beginning of the next season, and no one has addressed it with this individual. He has too much power, he has too much money, or I don't know what it is, but nobody has addressed this with this individual about how you act on the sidelines. It's just it, and it's not, and CD's not a bad guy. We're not looking at this thuggy, stupid. No, CD looks like a very, very nice individual. He looks like a very, very cool dude. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't, his whole aura is nothing nasty. But then what we saw is kind of nasty. It's like whatever that is, figure out a time and place to get that stuff together. I'm sure you got a beef. I'm sure you got things that you need to get out, but you have to figure out a way to translate that to another human being with a different type of energy, with a productive type energy. Anybody got CD's number? I'll talk to that. I'll talk to him. Good morning, Sheila. CD is Dez 2.0. Yeah. But see, Dez is different. You know, your mama, people, I could see people being afraid of Dez. I can see people thinking Dez would just like pop off and just like choke them. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, because that was in your back of your mind when you was talking to Dez. That's not in your back of your mind when you're talking to CD. You're not scared CD's gonna snap on you and smack you back in the next week. Yeah, don't. Yeah, CD's mama might. Yeah. But see, Rick Charlton, CD is also one of the guys that's not create. I can't, oh man, I wish I had the numbers up. But if you want to look up the numbers yourself, it's about our wide receiver separation. And we're last in the league at getting wide receiver separation. And CD is one of those guys that's not actually getting any separation. So that's hard for a quarterback. If your wide receivers aren't getting separation, the only person that's getting league average or better separation is Ferguson. So essentially, Ferguson should be our number one target. It should be like like Mahomes and Kelsey. It should be like Dak and Ferguson, and then let everybody else play about that. But we're on this. Our script says, you know, Dak and CD are, you know, Montana and Rice. So it's got to be their connection first. But when you look at who's actually getting open and throwing the ball to who's actually open, it's going to be Ferguson most of the time. And play off that, and then CD can get his, and the other ones can get theirs or whatever. But if you look at the paper, that's what it looks like. So we'll see it. We'll see if the Cowboys actually do that. Because in my opinion, I'm gonna jump to Malik Neighbors, because this falls into Malik Neighbors, and then we're gonna go to the Giants defense. But when I was watching Malik Neighbors. When you see Malik Neighbors, if you thinking, I was thinking Dez Bryant. That's how good that dude was. I mean, he was snatching the ball, and mind you, he was playing Cleveland's corners. So he was out there with elite corners. He was like out there with top-notch corners, and he was snatching balls off their heads. He was getting busy. He was catching the ball, and he was running. You know, like how when Dez catches the ball, he becomes another problem about how you gonna get this dude down. Malik Neighbors gives you that as well. So I'm thinking, you know, because he was one of the number 2 targets I was actually looking at to come to Dallas, because I was wanting a target in the draft. I mean, a weapon in the draft. And just thinking about that now, if we had done something like that, CD would have to submit to that guy. You know what I'm saying? Because you got 2 guys that are actually elite. Right now, CD is highly narcissistic because he knows, as well as we know, that there's nobody on the football team that is anywhere close to the level of a CeeDee Lamb. So if you get somebody else who's like at that level, then he knows, well, yeah, you had to get the ball to that guy too, because he's a dog. But right now, we don't have that number 2. We don't have the other dog or whatever. So CD's got, you got to get the ball to me. I'm the man. I'm the one. I'm the blah, 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 blah. So it also feeds in his ego, man. So it's just like, it's a lot of the program with Dallas, and we have to have that number 88 and make that guy into a star. And then once he becomes a star, then it's like, I'm the star. You got to pay me. You got to do this, all this kind of stuff. When we could, like I told you, my dream offense is a whole bunch of half wide receiver, half running backs, like Rashid Shaheens and Amon Ra and people like that just get busy on you. But hey, we need a Julian. That's what I was talking about, JC React, a Julian Edelman. Wes Welker type guys, quick, reliable. This what I'm talking about. JC Rack is like the newer version of that. The Giants have one. Wandale Robinson. Watch when he gets the ball. When he gets the ball in his hand, then he becomes the problem. Him just running around and catch the ball. That's old school offense. That's what y'all talk about with the stop routes and everything. That's just running around, stop, catch, first down. Now, running around, stop, catch. Now let's go. It's like an extension of the running game. Like you can hand the ball off to running backs, and then you can throw a quick little pass to a running back. And then once that running back gets the ball, we can do some things. Tez is like that in Alabama, in Oregon. Oh boy, that Tez. He's gonna. I foresee him to having a very exciting professional career. Yeah, Jerry said there's no money to get Henry. What's up, C? I'm trying to catch. The NFC has gotten better. I was thinking the NFC East was going to be like the NFC South, but the NFC East might be okay. Now, okay, about the Giants. Well, let me go through the comments first. Jalen Daniels is solid. I can't wait to see him. Good morning, Nate Anderson. Dallas needs someone like Ben Johnson, but yeah, we'll go out Kyle Cullen. They will not get anybody like Ben Johnson. They will go and they will get someone who had success back in at least, I would say, 2018, 2017, somewhere around that window where we're still familiar with that name. And if they can get back to that, then we'll get back to the Super Bowl. That's how the Cowboys work. They'll never get anybody that's young and upcoming unless they are the one that's hyped them up, i.e. Jason Garrett, i.e. Kellen Moore. No issues with Lamb. Big issues with Tank, Parsons, and Wilson. Why are they calling up out players? Watching tape is the biggest offenders abandoning their assignments. Yeah. I don't like the. My thing with the difference between those two, Team America, and the reason why I have more issue with Lamb than those other guys who I agree with you also. Lamb was during the game. It was during the game. It should be business during the game. If there's any emotion, the emotion should be toward the business and what you get the job done. After that, in meetings, if you need to go and get emotional and yell like I was about to do, then do that. It's within the organization, and y'all can do whatever and then go have a beer afterwards or whatever you do, because that's what dudes do. But when you do it on the sidelines and let people give fodder to people, that to make anything out of it that they want to make out of it, and then you got to go and backtrack and say the complete opposite of what you're acting, so it make you look like you wasn't like doing like that. It's just messy, and it causes more drama. Like we're gonna be talking about CD in the next game. The announcers and everybody, they're gonna be talking about CD. That's my problems with CD. Dan Quinn pulled the best players from the Cowboys. Who did he take? Good morning, Sean. In my humble opinion, Jerry Jones is the problem. He couldn't afford Derrick Henry. You know what? The worst thing Jerry Jones said, and I'm surprised nobody caught it, and this is why, is his mentality of status. And when he said that comment about you can't afford a mansion if you live in another kind of house, that was a poor comment, guys. That was a poor comment. Coming from a guy who's that rich to make an analogy about disadvantaged people not being able to buy mansions, and then he can buy mansion on top of mansion on top of mansion on top of mansion. But to use that analogy, I know it falls into with the 8.5 inches too. That whole attitude of talking about someone like they're not really human. You know what I'm saying? These are the these are the things. I'll just leave it at that because I don't want to say anything more than what I just said. But these are the things. I know he'd just be talking, Michael, but it's a window into what he's thinking, especially now when he just has diarrhea of the mouth. If they keep him talking, he's gonna be like, what's his name? The Clippers owner, the one they just booted out or whatever. Please let the diarrhea flow, Jerry. Let the diarrhea flow. Jerry's look. I know, Chris Plumage. Jerry doesn't look like Skeletor Jerry no more. He was looking fit and thin and everything. I mean, Skeletor, but still. You showed up at 8.5 inches. Let it flow. If that's gonna get Jerry canceled, if something can get Jerry canceled, please, the entire Cowboys organization will support it. We will feed the algorithm. We will push whatever agenda you want to push. We're here for you. CancelJerry.com. You just like all the diarrhea. All right, let me flow on. I got us thinking of the glory hole days. I got us thinking into how we can get rid of Jerry somehow. But frankly, that's the problem. That's why we are where we are right now, and that's why we've been the way we've been for the last 20 years. And I just like him thinking he knows everything and producing nothing. There's no way that Jerry Jones would not have been fired by Jerry Jones by now, and we all know this. It would have been a long time. It would have been a long time ago. Jerry Jones would have fired Jerry Jones. And yeah, Bear say I'm behind it 100%. Any kind of agenda that you got that you want to push against the Jones, we will support it. Let you know we're going to quiet down once the Cowboys are acquired by somebody else. Then we don't care no more. Just let you know we can't take it any further than that. Circumcise a mosquito. Glad just like Jaden Darius. Oh, I can't wait to see him now, King James. Jaden Daniels scares you. Uh-oh. Oh, that you must, Herb. Who are you a fan of? Herb says, "No, we need Jerry to live for at least another 50 years." Who are you a fan of, Herb? Now, I'm not saying for Jerry to leave this realm. I'm just saying for him to be canceled and take the franchise away from him. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to wish that bad on him. I just want, everything to go south and somebody take the team, but not his life. Not his life. I'm not that bad. We're stuck, and we all know it. Exactly, Rick. If he leaves, you get Steven. That's why you got to cancel Jerry right now and get the franchise away from him before Steven get it, because you're probably not going to cancel Steven because Steven doesn't – he's the conservative one. We'll never get away from him then. No, we're not ready for him to go. We're ready for him to get canceled, GOGT. Donnie Cam, I'm sorry. I don't know what that was Sunday. Them coming back on the what would you identify as hard? Coming back against a Super Bowl caliber team and bringing it within 3 and having a chance right there at the end. If we made that one stop. If we made that one stop on 3rd down, they got to 3rd down, and Diggs tried to punch the ball out, and if we got that ball back, a field goal is literally nothing for us. to put it in overtime. To fight back like that, that's not hard. I just feel like we get a lot real emotional that we can't see anything because we're so angry and we hate what Jerry is doing so much. But then when we just step back and know that we're not supposed to be on the field with that team. We're not supposed to be on the field with that team. They should be playing at the top. They are at a different, they're here and we're here as far as tiers. So I don't know. I can't judge a person like that or whatever. All I know is let them feel that. I love it when they feel like they didn't give enough, because then they're going to go back and give more. So when the players say that, I'm okay with it. When the players call each other out, like whatever, I'm okay with it, because they're going to, as long as they come back better. I didn't hear Jordan Lewis's post game, King Charles, about details. I'll look into that today too. His wife should have divorced him. She took the yacht. I wouldn't mind Charlotte being the owner either. I like Charlotte Bear. Me too. Hershey, what's up, Hershey? Hershey's just a little bit confident. Usually we get more Eagles than that. Thank you, G. I'm going to try my best. Wifey is here this week, so I was able to do a long show yesterday, and I was able to get up early this morning, get prepared, and all that kind of stuff. So they're going good. You know, Jerry might be King James. Jerry might have been on those Diddy tapes. You made me say it. I'm trying not to say certain words for the algorithm, but Jerry might be on them tapes. He had to be at least one. Hey, look, man, they come out here to training camp in California, and they party. You know, when Romo and them was here, I was invited to a party that Romo and them was at one time, and I didn't go or whatever. But they party out here. Who knows who they be partying with? Yeah, Damone almost had it, Bear. That punch out with him, and that's why in my chat somebody said we need Peanut Tillman at that moment, because we need him to teach these boys how to peanut punch, because we had 2 chances of punching that ball out and we couldn't do it. But you know what? I don't know about trying to punch it out of Henry's hands. I don't know how much force that would take. Yeah, running a mom and pop franchise. What's up, Callie? When you buy the Cowboys for 140 million and now they're worth 10 billion, it's hard for Jerry to think he's doing anything wrong. Exactly. Because Cali Cowboy, as I say, Jerry Jones is winning his Super Bowl every year. He remains the most lucrative franchise, which gives him the most power. And as long as he has the most lucrative franchise and retains the most power in the league, he is a very happy individual. That Super Bowl is an entertainment thing. It's a side hustle. If we can get the Super Bowl while we're doing this, it'll be nothing but extra for your brand. But you don't need that Super Bowl because you're still getting what you need to get. Welcome to Cowboy Land. Something is off with this team. The coaches look lost. The offensive defense look behind. I think they're just slow. I think they're just slow starting. It's hard for me to think this defense is going to be this bad the whole season. Have I seen the old videos of Dak getting jumped before the NFL? It's only no. Like jumped as in fight? Like got beat up? I remember that Felix Jones quote. Please cancel that guy. There's only one person. There's only one person more untouchable than Jerry Jones, and we know who that is. They'll never get canceled. The plaid is going wonderfully. Right now, I changed her. She's not white anymore. She is brushed titanium, so it looks like it's nasty. And I got just new features to go around, new titanium features to go all around it. So it's nasty. I don't drive it no more. It just sits in my yard. I mean my garage. But it looks like a new car. I'm still thinking about the Super Bowl. Hi, what's up? Here come. What about the? You gonna call the Redskins? This is the Redskins fans that came in and said, "How about the Redskins?" I respect that. I've been slipping with saying Redskins over and over and over, but Redskins fan came in here and said, "How about the Redskins?" Gots to respect that. Giants, I know the Giants owe us. Yep. Yeah, I was trying to get to the Giants. So hold on. Run downfield, turn around, Cowboys passing game. Yeah. What's up, Patel? Herb, if no, I just it's he, I can't say he doesn't want a Super Bowl, but I can say that's not his number one focus, and that's what I'm trying to translate. As long as he's number one, as far as lucrative, and remains to being the most powerful owner in the NFL, that Super Bowl, which he wants, lies somewhere after those two. Because what has happened? We are remaining lucrative no matter what. We're going to remain lucrative, and we're set up to remain lucrative. And the other thing I was saying, just slipped my mind. I'm getting old. There's no panic. We would not be pushing any panic buttons this season. Never. Not the way we felt as far as the Cowboys organization, the way the fan base, the way we did not show up at training camp this year, all of that kind of stuff. I don't think a panic button is. We just gonna have to wait till next season. Oh, he got jumped at the beach. Wow. He was drunk in the street fighting his hairline. Drunk fighting. DeMarco Murray was, hey, that was a good year. He gets the yeah, exactly. He gets the attention from Super Bowl all around. And I don't know how much it's going to actually up his bottom line as far as money winning the Super Bowl. It will, but I don't know if it's real. No, you wouldn't, Jose. No, you wouldn't. What's up? What's up, Stephen Mullinax? So let me talk about the Giants defense. They got busy on the Browns. So that's what happened in that football game. Because I was like, how are the Giants doing so well? Because we're playing them right now. We want to know how they're beating a team that we just played. So in my opinion, they really took advantage of what we took advantage of, and with the leaky offensive line of Cleveland. And I was thinking, I was like, wow, Deshaun Watson's playing a hard, because we're conditioned. If a team looks bad, does bad, it's the quarterback's fault. So we're all conditioned to, when we see a score, we initially think, oh, the quarterback is sucking. So that's what I initially think, because I'm conditioned just like you are. We're the same. I was like, man, Deshaun Watson must have played terrible, man. What's wrong with him? That was my initial thought. But then when I saw the game, the Giants were just sending. And they have some real good pass rushers. They were getting to the ball. They were causing problems. They were causing him to run out the pocket. Deshaun Watson made one like stupid run where he was hopping back and forth or whatever. So it was the offensive line. And you will lose a game. You will lose a game in the NFL to anybody if you cannot protect your quarterback and you cannot open up holes for your running back. And that's exactly what happened with the Giants. The Giants just literally overwhelmed them. I don't even know how good the secondary is with the Giants because they really wasn't a part of the game. It was really them shutting down the run, getting to the Deshaun Watson before he can get the ball out. You know, Amari Cooper had some great catches, which, you know, Amari, if you want to come back anytime, we can save you from that franchise. We definitely can. I'm good with it. But the Giants defense, they're going to do the same to our offense. They're going to try to get to Dak quickly, which might be a mistake because Dak will be able to get the ball out of his hands. Hopefully, you know, hopefully to CD. Hopefully they're working on stuff right now where they can get stuff out of their hands into him because everything has to happen quickly. There will not be a chance for Dak to sit back in the pocket and make one read, two read, three read. That's not going to happen all year long. We're going to have to somehow get this West Coast offense into a quick West Coast offense, a quick draw West Coast offense where he gets the ball, bam, gets the ball, bam. That's why once this offense evolves into that, it's going to be up to the weapons. That's why hopefully next year we can get some weapons with this offense and have both of them together. Have an offense that can hit you short and a hot offense that can make the reads because our offensive line will be mature at that point. So hopefully this is creating something in the future, but don't expect much this year at all. It's going to be Dak fighting for his life on every snap. Yeah. So that's what I expect. They stopped Cleveland's run game. I'm sure they're going to stop our running game. I think that's our normal offense, us not having a run game. So I think it's gonna come down to things I hate worst on this offense: the 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5. All of those downs, cannot stand them. Cannot stand them. They're so hard. They're so hard to convert. All right, time for children. Let me talk. Let me go. I already did Malik Neighbors. And Micah versus Burns. Good. Last week, when I was watching the Raiders and the Ravens before our Ravens game, I was looking at Max Crosby. And I was like, wow, this dude's all over the place. Are you kidding me? You know, Micah doesn't make this much of an impact. And I would say Burns probably made just as much impact in that one game as Micah has all season. Burns was everywhere. He was knocking balls down. He was getting held while he was grabbing the quarterback. I mean, they were holding him back while he was grabbing at the quarterback, causing holding penalties. Burns was... Guys, I don't know about signing Micah when you can get a Burns in free agency. I don't know. I don't know about signing Micah, guys. I really, really, really don't. And it has nothing to do with me not realizing the absolute phenom Micah is. But we'll see how that works out. Dude, Zach Martin might retire after this season. I know. That's another thing. Yep. He is obviously on the end of his career. Yep. So we're gonna have to get another. So don't be disappointed if next year in the draft we are like we have to replace Zach Martin. So we have to get a guard at 18. Yeah, they're talking about Josh Allen right now. I'm having to eat all my hating words against this guy. So annoying. That Kincaid. We're not using who like he's supposed to be used. Oh, Micah. Yeah. Yeah. Either trade him or you let him walk and you get a compensatory pick. But the main thing is you'll be able to use that money on at least 4 defenders that would make more impact than what Micah makes. I'm just talking about the impact that you're making on the game. Micah really has to start affecting these games in a big way. Shoot, I would rather trade him for some draft picks, but then the draft picks might not be good. That might not work. Yeah. Cowboys are such career wasters. Yeah. That's what's really happening, Alba. Maybe they're gonna try to do that. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, looking at our defense, a total scrap shouldn't be off the table, right? Right. I mean, if we can't stop the run anymore, or if we can't beat any good teams, shouldn't we kind of like revamp our defense to give us a chance so we can go into San Francisco and beat them, go into Green Bay and beat them, go into New Orleans and beat them, places that you're going to have to go and beat? I won't, and that's what I'll leave with that. Somebody asked me about uh, Devontae out there and with the Raiders. If we could get him, would I be happy? And I was like, yes, but I don't know how much more happy I would be with him over just getting Amari Cooper back at a much cheaper price. You know what I'm saying? Devontae is he's a he's a great great receiver. I'm not saying anything, but with Cooper's bad himself, and Cooper would be a very efficient number 2 over there with CD. He would catch everything. He would run his routes perfectly. He wouldn't say a word. Nice and quiet. So I have no problem with Cooper coming back. Cooper was in that game versus the Giants. Cooper caught one touchdown at the sideline that was just beautiful, and then he was catching other passes that he didn't have. Now this is another thing why Cooper would be. It just popped in my head when I was telling about receivers getting separation. Cooper was getting pretty good separation, but when Cooper did not have separation, Coop caught that ball last night. There was one that went right to him in the cornerback, and Coop fought for that ball and caught it. And I was like, yeah, that's Coop. Yeah, he's like a little vacuum over there with the ball, and he'll drop the easy ones. All right, guys, go ahead and get these kids out of here. Get the wifeys up. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning again. This is like my favorite part of the day. It really is.